Good evening. Welcome to the Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority special meeting. Today's date is Thursday, January 26, 2023, and the time is 5:40. We'll take roll call. Mayor Javier Moreno here. Mayor Pro Tem Raul Ureña. Present. Thank you. Councilmember Camilo Garcia? No, absent. Okay, thank you. Councilmember Gloria Romo?
Here.
And Councilmember Gilberto Manzanares?
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Call to order. Due to the declaration of emergency, this meeting is being held pursuant to AB 361, approved by Governor of California on September 16, 2021, and some or all City Council members may participate in this meeting by teleconference. Pursuant to Imperial County Public Health Department guidelines, City Council meetings are now open for public attendance at 100% capacity of the council chambers. Public participation will continue to be available in the following ways. Members of the public are encouraged to watch the meeting via live stream at http://communityspectrum.org live at 5:30 p.m. or via the Calexico City Hall Facebook page at www.facebook.com City of Calexico CA. Members of the public will be able to make public comments in the following ways. In-person comments, submit public comments via email by 1 p.m. on Thursday, January 26, 2023 to cityclerk@calexico.ca.gov or via fax to 760-768-2103. You may make public comments via Zoom from a PC, Mac, or iPad, or iPhone or Android device. The number to call is 1-669-900-6833. The webinar ID number is 862-117-6759, and the passcode is 407074. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please have a seat. Next item is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Motion by
Mr. Mayor, I think there's a slight revision to the agenda. The consent item number 1, that'll be moved to...
Table.
Will be tabled. We'll be tabling item number 1 on the consent agenda.
So you table that item. Okay.
Number 1? Okay.
Okay. Motion to approve the agenda with the consent agenda item number 1 to be tabled, and Mr. Manzanares second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you do?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mayor Moreno,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ureña, Mayor Pro Tem Ureña. Yes. Thank you. Councilmember Garcia is absent. Councilmember Romo,
Yes.
Councilmember Manzanares.
Yes.
Thank you. Our next item is public comments and public appearances, not to exceed 3 minutes. This is the time for the public to address City Council on the special agenda items only. The mayor will recognize you when we come to the microphone. Please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meetings with personal or slanderous remarks. The City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council. Do we have any online comments? No? And we have 3 public comments. The first one is Mr. Antonio Garcia. Yes. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Honorable Council, City Manager, City Attorney. Right on. My name is Antonio Garcia. I live at 1101 Amada Court here in Calexico for the last 28 years. And before that, I was living on Pullman, and mi casa, su casa. If you ever want to go visit, welcome everybody. I'm here to mention an item that's coming up in March. That'll be our bi-national soccer tournament, which is going to be bigger than the one that was held before in November. We're anticipating all sorts of teams from Mexico, the United States, all the Imperial Valley, the Coachella Valley, Palm Springs. We have also calls from Colorado, Phoenix, Sinaloa, Monterrey, Ensenada, Tecate, Tijuana, and Mexicali. So far, they all want to come down. I heard we had a call from a team from Canada wants to come down. Anyway, it's going to get bigger. It is going to be bigger. We've invited the Honorable Council, again, the Mexican Council, who will show up and do colors for Mexico. We've invited the state congressmen, representatives, and senators. We contacted them, and they said, okay, we'll get back to you. Imperial County Board of Supervisors, and of course, the City Council of Calexico is always invited. And that will be March 4th and 5th, 2023. We had a pre-binational back in November, which went well. It went well. Everything turned out okay. We don't anticipate any problems. We would like to inaugurate the field that is being worked on currently at Cordova Park. But I'm hearing there are some major issues with the preparation of the field. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't driven by there, but I was told that it wasn't done properly. But that's not my thing. That's something for somebody else to look at, whether it needs more work, whether it needs more treatment, or whether somebody just needs more advice how to go about it. I'm pretty sure we have somebody within our organization that has experience in that. All right. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, that's basically what I came to say. There's an issue with the park, like I say, and to me, it's not an issue of paperwork. It's an issue of getting down to work and doing it well. I'm not going to mention the temporary permits and nothing like that. That's something in somebody else's department. We didn't usually. The organization filed one back in November for a park that was not finished or terminated. And if it's something else needs to be filed for this park that's not going to be finished or terminated in time, we'll do it. Even if it's just a formality. Just let us know, please. Other than that, thank you, folks. Have a good evening. Appreciate all the help and support you've given us so far. Thank you so much.
Okay, Tony, I have a question.
Oh, I forgot to mention, a La Paz contingency. There is
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
from La Paz wants
Right.
to come on. I'd rather go down there. It's nice and warm.
Real quick, what did we learn from last time that we can improve in terms of, because it was the first time we ever had it.
Okay.
So obviously, it's room for improvement, like anything else, right? So
Yes.
what would you need, because you talk to those parents, you're into this soccer binational invite, what would you see happening? What did we learn from last time that needs to be improved?
Basically, it's more communication amongst the deciding parties and field conditions. That was major. Even though I know we have retention basins, the high school was generous enough to allow us to use their field for like the finals after a certain hours. If need be, we'll go with them for this coming tournament. Their soccer events will be done with. And we've always had a green light with them. We have a good relationship with the school district. And they'll loan us fields if need be. I mean, I'd rather show something there we're proud of in Calexico. Our park, our own soccer park.
Okay, anybody else?
No.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
Thank you for your
Appreciate
attention.
it. Thank you. Our next speaker is Carmen Estrada.
Buenas tardes
Buenas tardes.
para todos. En lo personal, yo estoy triste porque no estamos jugando. Aquí tiene que haber seriedad. Yo trato de hacer lo que podemos en conjunto con la comunidad y no podemos cometer otro error porque este es un error. Recuerdo muy bien, Gloria, señora Esperanza, Lili, antes, estamos hablando, si no me equivoco, 2 días antes o 3 del binacional, me llamaste a una junta de emergencia en cuanto estaban con señora Esperanza y Lili, cuando me dijiste que no iban a estar los campos. De hecho, yo ya sabía que no iban a estar, pero ustedes me hablaron de emergencia y ya me dijeron lo que sucedía. Cuando ya estábamos las 4 reunidas, recuerdo muy bien, ojalá lo recuerden, me dijeron que no estaban, pero que íbamos a hacer un prebinacional y que enero, febrero y podía estar el campo. Y yo dije, pues lo hacemos 4 y 5 de marzo. Así quedó. El cual yo no le veo algo difícil terminar un campo. Una compañía nos iba a ayudar porque tiene un niño en nuestro programa, el cual no pudo entrar porque lo tiene que hacer la ciudad. Pero yo veo que la ciudad no tiene la capacidad para hacer eso sin ofender a nadie. No está bien el trabajo que hicieron. Por favor, les pido de favor, no sé de qué manera pedirlo, que cumplamos esta meta. Soccer no tiene ni un solo campo de soccer. Es triste donde jugamos. Ahorita estamos jugando un nacional, unas finales en el Terregal, y no es mentir, es verídico. Vayan ahorita saliendo la junta y vean dónde juegan nuestros niños. No tenemos un solo campo. No sé de qué manera venir a decir, porque yo creo en ustedes, pero veo que es un jueguito esto. No podemos seguir así. Javier, tú me pasaste a una persona de La Paz que va a venir a inaugurar este campo. Por favor, con todo respeto, hagan algo para que se cumpla ese sueño de toda la comunidad. Histórico en Calexico, un campo de soccer por primera vez en la vida. Y muchas gracias.
Carmen, tengo una pregunta. Dices que hicieron un trabajo en el campo. ¿Sí se hizo un trabajo en el campo Córdoba?
Sí se hizo un trabajo, el cual pues no pedí permiso para entrar, pero vino el ingeniero ahorita precisamente a ver lo que pasó. El que iba a dar el trabajo gratis, pusieron nomás 4 válvulas en ese campo, que deben de ir de 8 a 10 válvulas. Una válvula tiene 16 sprinkles, jamás es la suficiente fuerza. Una válvula para 16 sprinkles, levantar la potencia para que un parque sea realmente profesional. Creo que fueron $272,000 que se aprobaron para gozar de un campo digno. Por favor, hagan algo.
Carmen, yo tengo una pregunta.
Dime.
¿Ya terminó? Para borrarle, para mirando el tiempo. El señor ese que usted dijo que le iba a ayudar, que pues no podía hacerlo, ¿por qué no lo trajo aquí para que nos diga? Pues si él sabe esas cosas.
Es muy triste. Él me dijo, no quiero entrar.
No quiere venir a decirnos.
Anoche, perdón, hoy hace 2 horas fue revisó y me dijo punto por punto. En primer lugar, no trabajaron la tierra, no metieron la máquina para escarbar, no hicieron ese trabajo para moler el terrón. Después se le echa el limo. Pero ahorita ya no vamos a hablar de que no trabajaron, simplemente hay 4 válvulas para todo el campo. Son una válvula para 16 sprinkles. El error que se comete todo el tiempo aquí en Calexico. ¿Qué está pasando en las casitas? Lo mismo. No tenemos, Javier, te les pido, no sé a quién pedirle ya, que vayan y revisen. De hecho, Liliana, yo la he invitado, ella ha visto cómo están los campos. No se están regando, estamos jugando con el sistema de riego. No es para crear conflicto ni agresividad, es verídico. Yo estoy desesperada. Yo salgo de trabajar, salgo a las 10:30 y me voy al campo a juntar basura. Y un señor y yo lo estamos haciendo todos los días. Y sobre lo del permiso que no lo pedí, se supone que en noviembre se me aprobó un permiso. La ciudad no me regaló dinero, simplemente me autorizó que no pagara los campos por jugar, porque jueguen los niños. Eso fue todo, fueron 900 y tantos mil dólares. Entonces mi pregunta es eso, ¿tengo que volver a venir a que usted a aplicar? Si fue un prebinacional, es una continuación de lo que vamos a hacer. O si me estoy equivocando, que el señor Esperanza me diga, sí, lo tiene que volver a hacer y pagar. Yo lo hago, no hay problema. Pero
Está bien, Carmen, pero estamos aquí para hacer esas preguntas, gracias.
tenemos que aclarar.
Sí, está bien.
nada más.
Lo vamos a aclarar, gracias.
Y me voy a ir, me voy a retirar, pero si tienen un tiempo, vayan al campo para que vean la
Sí.
multitud de niños. Y gracias.
Gracias.
Ok, gracias.
Our next speaker is Mr. Kim.
So actually, that's item number 2, isn't it?
You also have number 2.
Number two
You,
and number
you, can-
three.
you can, from, hold on, let me stop you
I
here.
think it's,
You can speak on, yeah, you can speak on both of them. That'll be 6
Well-
minutes, or you can speak.
I can do one by one.
Okay, all right,
I think it's better, proper way, because
Okay.
there are different items.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year's, especially moon calendar. We made it today, so like post the years. This year is gonna be it's called the rabbit years. They have orejas, which is you're gonna be deceived by a lot of people's last by different ideas. So you have to be very focused on what you want to make a decision. Of course, it's supposed to be focusing on citizens' benefit. And yesterday, I got called. Actually, this morning, I got called from the community members. They was concerning about our city council members and official went to last meeting. I believe they have a LTA meeting yesterday. And unfortunately, when I finished the conversation, I felt like we are embarrassed. I feel like the meeting was like in North Korea government meetings, and I'm comparing the city of Calexico, especially after what I heard from the comment from the board of supervisors meeting and the ICT's meeting last night, and I believe that you are trying to destroy the downtown business. And this is not the North Korea. This is United States where we live in democracies. And we shouldn't do any dictatorships going on there. And clearly I'm saying none of the city council members or city officials cannot speak what city or city of Calexico would do or not to do. They without proper approved.
Kim, are you speaking on item of number 3? Because of the last,
Number 2,
number 2 right now?
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And we are asking the money. We should go to asking the money, and we don't have a fund. We have to have all our possible revenue, and we went to ask the money to threaten them, and they're going to close down all the streets of the downtown. There's no longer business. Something out of the mind.
Go ahead, Mr. Kim.
Okay? Please, proper activities from the council member. And we should not threaten the people. We should not do acting like above everybody's. I was there, and I never expected our city council or officials go there threaten the
Okay, you're done with number 2? You're already 3 minutes, okay? Go number 3 now, okay? Your 3 minutes are up for number 2.
Yeah, so after you can start number 3.
Okay, now you're number 3. Okay. You don't want to speak on number 3, or you want to wait? Kim, you gonna wait till number 3 or you gonna speak right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till.
Okay, got it. Any online comments? No? Okay. We're going to table that item. Next item is discussion and potential action items. Number 2, approve the City of Calexico 5-year program projects 20,022-20,027 for road projects to be funded by the Imperial County Transportation Authority Sales Tax Revenue Bond. Mr. Follow-me?
Mayor, I just want to make you aware that Councilmember Garcia has joined us via Zoom.
Okay, got it. So that would be at 6 o'clock? Join at 6 o'clock for the record? Okay, got it.
Good afternoon, Mayor, council members, and staff present.
Good afternoon.
The item before you is back in December 21st of 2022, the city awarded Pyramids Construction the first phase of our alley improvement project, which was about $821,000. They will be starting on February 13th. We'll send out notices and post it on our city website and social media pages about the start of construction. But for right now, we're doing the design phase for the second and third phase of the alley improvement project, of which the cost will be above the 3.5 that we currently have allocated for said project. So because we estimate that it's going to be much more higher, we are planning on using Measure D funds to assist us with the cost. Therefore, for us to use Measure D funds, we need to include alley improvements into our 5-year plan. So the item before you is to approve the 5-year plan from 2022 to 2027. So we can use Measure D funding for the alley improvement project.
Okay, thank you very much and very good job. Thank you, Ms. Colio. I have a motion to approve item number 2.
Discussion? Or any second?
Just a few questions. When is, I see the map here of all the 5-year, when exactly would this program would be finished?
We're estimating that it could be
like a specific
finished
date.
by December 31st of 2023. That's our target date.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have motion to approve by Ms. Romo, second by Mr. Bernardes, and roll call.
Mayor Moreno?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ureña? Mayor Pro Tem Ureña, we need a vote on item number 2. Councilmember Garcia?
Am I not listening?
Councilmember Garcia, can you hear us? They're both not available. Councilmember Ramos?
Yes?
Councilmember Manzanares?
Yes.
Sir? Yes. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Councilmember Ureña? Okay.
No? So it's 4. Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next item is 3, discussion and/or potential action on parks and landscaping maintenance schedule. Follow me?
Yes, on January 18th, when we had our regular city council meeting, I provided the city council the schedule for our parks and landscaping maintenance, which our parks department provides maintenance and landscaping to city facilities, parks, retention basins, green area. During the conversation, I was informed that the Calexico Parents Athletic Association was going to be having a binational tournament. Therefore, I believe it was Mayor Pro Tem Ureña who asked what was the possibility of holding off and providing maintenance to these areas so staff can concentrate on the binational tournament. As of today, I have not received no documentation pertaining to the binational tournament. Therefore, I don't know what work will be required for us. I kind of calculated the days left, and it would be 25 working days if we start on Monday up to, I believe it was March 4th and 5th. So I met with staff and we went over the schedule. And currently we have 14 parks, fields, park fields that are reserved. I believe we have about 8 to 9 league sports and also schools that use these facilities. So I would recommend if City Council decides for us to stop doing maintenance to the other areas, that we need to focus on these 14. I also included 5 facilities that also need to be maintained because it's a representation of the city plus its historical buildings.
Mr. Kim?
Thank you for giving me a chance again. And also, Mr. Moreno, I think it's a good strategy to let the staff explain first, then community member can ask more detailed. And I'm glad to see this kind of a trade with the people. And I have something a little against again. You have not had any meeting, a recreational committee meeting since November 9th. And I don't know how you're gonna make the decision or all decisions for the proper. And why park we should be able to use the MHH money, and we don't hold a meeting. That's why I'm dictators. It's just public has to know, public has to be input, and we're not working. So City of Calexico is lazy enough to not to do nothing, just blaming, to waiting until something comes up, or they're waiting for another council member coming in. We had enough time. They have money separately to we can help the parks. But where is it? And I understand they only have 25 days before they have the short notice. It is not. We're gonna need the park anytime for any matters for all of our citizens. We should be ready. We should be proper condition. I understand our former council member, they made the wrong decision. We don't have an official park as much, so we couldn't get the help from the state. But what about the money we have? Is that to do our best, or just blaming games? I believe a council member should be more on the case. Actually, their action, not talking. We can have a nice talking a lot, but we don't see the actions. And I really don't know how we spending money from the major H without the committee meeting. And that's why we delaying all this process. Or is somebody making money out of this? That's why we don't do nothing, we can't do nothing. Please, be function for the community. Thank you.
Ms. Colio, is the Recreation Department meeting?
The meetings are on time, actually, because the meetings are on a quarterly basis. So there's no delays on the meetings. The last one was in November, and the next one is on February the 8th. So there's no delays on the meetings, just for clarification.
Thank you. I believe our next speaker is Silvia Bernal.
Good evening.
Good evening.
818 4th Street. I just wanted to say, about 6 months ago, I stood up here and I mentioned to all of you about why we continue to keep the park with a fence. And apparently you guys were going to look into that. And that park where we used to have the Mariachi Festival is still being closed. These are public parks, and we should be able to use these parks. I don't understand. I'm repeating what I said 6 months ago, but I haven't heard anything being done with it. And I think if we're such in need of parks to be used, there's not going to be any more mariachi festivals. And in the first place, it never should have been gated because it's a public park. And I would really like for the new board member, I have a lot of trust in both of you, and I would really like, and all of you, but I would really like for you to take action on this item and find out when you're going to be open. I will come to the next meeting, and I hope that by then you have something to be able to tell me. Thank you.
Sylvia, hold on, real quick. When you refer to the park, which park are you referring to? Because if it's Cordova Park, it's under construction, so we need to fence
No,
that.
I'm talking about the park against Camarena Library.
Oh, I see. What's the name of that one? That's a Crumit Park?
Crumit
Oh,
Park. We no longer have the mariachi, and apparently that's the reason for it being kept fenced.
Right. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that it was still fenced because, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's because that's the only park we have for venues, and then we try to minimize the impact, especially those sprinklers, rolling hills. And if you have people using it, I agree, we should have it open, right?
Yeah.
But I think that we mitigate somewhat. So where else are we going to go? That park is in immaculate condition. It's the grass is green. If we use it like the other park, it's going to be when we have an event, then we have to reseed it back and forth. That's the reason why I was told once, and I don't know if that's true or not now.
Yes, that park was because it was going to be our amphitheater outside for events. The park, as you mentioned, it has curves, so it's not usable for example, for soccer.
Right.
Plus, we also have a stage. If the city were to remove, or if the city council decides to remove the fence, then we would have to construct a fence where the stage is at, so we won't have any type of people getting hurt, or even, skateboarders going and using
Right.
it as a skateboard.
And then in addition to that, also the library was having problems with those vagrants, that because they were easy access for the park, they go wash their hands there, and they just go camp out in the back of the library. So also for security reasons, that fence serves as a threshold for that. And I'm just saying those things, and is there, because I know Heffernan does have those exercise equipment.
Yeah, we have those.
And that's not inside the,
No, it's not.
It's not fenced,
It's
right?
not, no.
So, I mean, I don't know if do we move the fence?
But that would be nice if it would be open, and like the young lady said, you can put the fence that you have around that stage area.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's fair that you're just thinking about a few
Right.
people. The parks belong to everybody,
Right.
and it's an area there when after you finish doing exercise, because there's a little patio where you can sit down, there's things. I don't think it's fair that you should just limit
Sure.
it to certain people.
And that's why we have those commissions, because those commissions get together and they do the studies and they talk to the citizens, they do the fact finding, and then they come and report to us.
Yeah.
And we have a line item for that, but they never come to report to us. So we already hear from not the middle, with the
Yeah.
citizens get stuck in the middle. So
Yeah.
I would encourage the commissions to maybe look into ways and make recommendations maybe.
Excuse me, I'm not saying that you should use it for
Sure.
soccer. I'm just saying that it's a nice area.
Yeah.
If you want to go have a picnic, if you just want to,
Right.
it's a nice area, and it's not being utilized the way that it should be.
I think Ms. Silvia is making a very valid point. I remember, when I was a kid, I would actually, admittedly now, I would skate in that stage before. Quite dangerous, I have to admit. But it was somewhere where my friends and I would go and hang out and everything. So I think we're taking a green space, which are already limited in our city, to our community, especially to that neighborhood, right? With then having to cross a high traffic avenue like Andrade. I think it's something that we should look into, definitely, to see what is really if it's something that's feasible to take away that fence.
Right.
There shouldn't be any sort of, because it's been done before, right? It's been fenceless before. So
Yeah.
is there any other dangers to the city, whether it's liabilities by taking this fence away?
Well, it would be additional work for staff right now as it's closed, so we don't get a lot of trash. Plus, if somebody is wanting to have an event, that's a great place because then the police department won't ask for extra security because it's already fenced in. If we were to remove the fence and there is some type of event, then the applicant would need to provide security because they won't have a safe place to have their event as well. So there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons to removing the fence, but it's up to council's direction.
Did you have any events lately?
I believe in November they had a car show. I don't know if they have reserved it for other events.
Do you have any idea how many events are scheduled so far?
Before
Yes.
COVID, good evening, council, city manager. Yes, before COVID, we used to have many more events being held at the place. We did a little in-person survey with a few community members, and they did mention that they liked that park fence just because it provides the privacy, and also they don't have to be so much taking care of the kids going and walking away and running away from the premises. Just Recreation held an event this past Saturday, and it is a nice enclosed area, and it's easier for staff to handle. And we're going to have another one, by the way, this February, and this is going to be little kids, 3 to 6 years old. They're going to be running around with doing activities. So we like that park, especially because it's a safe environment that can be kept. Ms. Falame was right. That is the only venue for concerts, for if you were to have a beer garden. That's very important when you submit for permits for for alcohol, the alcohol permit. It is just nicely, and it will be up to council to decide whether you guys want to open it or keep it fenced. But I'm just giving you some of the feedback we got from the initial questions about removing the fence.
Ms. Palomino, are those is a fence permanent? Is it permanent? I mean, they're like,
In Kremet Park, it is a permanent fence.
so it's not like you just move them around like
No.
every 3 months, right? So it's cost effective too. Wow. Well, that's a good idea. I mean, probably
I
search
think
into
we
that.
should frankly get, because at least when I was, in my campaign days, I did get some concerns from the vicinity, the people that live in that area that don't like that. Que every time like they fence it, y que antes el 4 de julio, they would just go and have to walk around the street y llegan ahí luego. But like you said, like there's pros and cons, right? But I think it's something that we should definitely wait out the options and see what the best outcome is. Because also if it costs a lot of money just to even remove it, which is something that, frankly, we just don't have at the moment, then, I think it's something to consider.
Can I say something else? I just want to say that the only family park that we have is the one behind City Hall, and it's always full with homeless. So really, there's not a nice park where you can go and enjoy having a picnic with your family. And that's a nice park. I think, how many beer gardens events are we going to have? We don't even have a Chamber of Commerce. I'm not saying that what you're saying is not, it is correct, and it's pros and cons, but I think there's more pros than cons. I think you seriously need to look at this, because I don't even know, is it legal to fence a public park? That is my question to the attorney, and I would like to know that, because I've never seen any public park being fenced. And I just want for you to, think about it and come back and see what's best for the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll check on that one.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, anything else on that? I would start by saying, so we appropriated over 200,000, I think, for that. How much was it that we appropriated for the binational?
September 14, 2022, en a special meeting, se alocó, déjame ver,
It was
272,000.
So from 272,000, I think we've invested 18,000, I think, 20,000 roughly?
Sí, es por fondos de ARPA.
Uh-huh. And then all of those, what was used so far? I know we used some of it, but I went by there. We were doing a press release there, and I didn't To me, there's stuff going, but not moving fast enough. I think we're gonna run out of time here. So for me, it's what is the issue at the core? What is it? Is it, money is there. I know we understand we have other projects, but what is it actually happening? I know we can't get outside help, and which we have tons of people that can do it, but we don't, because we're kind of precluded because of the ARPA. I think so. What is there any hope inside? I mean, what's the big issue here we can't
Well,
put?
back in March of 2022, the Calexico Parents Athletic Association came to the city and said, you know what, we would like to help the city build the soccer field. So the city went ahead and drafted a agreement. We gave it to Calexico Parents Athletic League. They said yes. We came back with a couple of modifications. They said yes. And when it came time to sign it, they said no, that it required a lot of certified payroll, going out to bid, and they didn't have the staffing or the experience for that. So they said, you know, we're not going to build the construction of the soccer field. So back in September, we went ahead and requested ARPA for Adrian Cordova, for Crumit, for Heber. I believe it was for Nosotros. So back in September, we weren't given something in writing as to what did the Calexico Parents Athletic Association wanted until probably 5 days before the actual event. So staff started using their time at Nosotros. They started using their time at Heber, and then afterwards, they only used Daniel Gutierrez and Estrada Field. So, you know, I have staff that, you know, does their best to do the daily maintenance, but at that time, you know, I had them focus on parks that after they didn't use anyways. So we lost a couple of days there. Right now, again, I'm very short-staffed. I only have 3 full-timers in parks. And I'm using other crews from our distribution to continue with the dugout portion as well as the soccer. So they're equally getting improvements. Of course, I cannot do miracles from one day to the other, so they're doing and taking time. Also, the weather has not been helping out either. So we have to stop sometimes work because, of course, we can't pour concrete when it's windy, when it's cold, when it's raining. So there's a lot of factors that have been going on.
Señor Moreno. I have a question. Ms. Colio, you remember in September 14 en ARPA pusimos $680,000, ¿te acuerdas? Únicamente para del Córdoba Par eran 172,000. Los otros parques, aquí está todo lo que se iba a comprar, aquí tengo la agenda, IDEM 18, eso fue en aquel tiempo, ok. En cuanto, lo más importante aquí, señora Colio, es de alguna manera apoyar a Obras Públicas, a Liliana, para que podamos cumplir con lo que todavía no hemos cumplido, que es el Parque Córdoba, y que quede claro de una vez aquí si vamos a apoyar para que se haga la binacional o no. Yo entiendo que ahorita ya en enero ha pasado tiempo, se ha acumulado el trabajo, ha habido otras cosas que también la señora Jalomín ha tenido que hacer, que se han puesto en emergencia, como ahora con los migrantes y todo eso. Entonces yo entiendo eso. Aquí lo más importante es dar la dirección y que se cumpla todo lo que la señora Falomir expuso la vez pasada en nuestra reunión, que se hizo un schedule, pero al mismo tiempo apoyarla para que pueda ella entonces terminar con el trabajo, porque ya estaba alocado el dinero, terminar con el trabajo de Córdoba y decirle a la señora Carmen si se va a poder hacer la binacional o no en el 3 y el 4 de marzo, señora, es lo que dijo. ¿Sí? Entonces, a mí me gustaría más que nada eso, no tanto ver si se hicieron o no las cosas, señora Falomir. Aquí es nada más cumplir, apoyarla y ver la manera en que podamos cumplir y ver si lo podemos hacer ya de una vez para que sigan con el trabajo. Y en cuanto a lo que usted va a pagar, sí es cierto, sí me acuerdo de la reunión esa, señora Carmen. Y como se dividió el campeonato, ¿verdad?, binacional, porque usted ya tenía todo listo, yo recuerdo, pero se dividió porque no teníamos listos los parques nosotros, yo lo entiendo. Entonces, sí, me gustaría también que la señora Colio nos dijera si va a volver usted a hacer otra vez la solicitud como la hizo la vez pasada, y volver a poner las aseguranzas para esos días específicos ahora de marzo, en eso estoy de acuerdo. Y pues nada más yo creo que se puedan decir aquí las cosas y ver si se puedan tener esos parques, ¿no?
Señora, pero estamos hablando ahorita, no está permitida. Espérate, ¿ok? Estamos aquí
Entonces,
dialogando.
esa sería la dirección que le pudiera yo dar a la señora Colio, y me gustaría mucho la opinión de la señora Colio con respecto a este reporte que nos ha hecho el favor de presentar la señora Falomir, para que, pues es que la señora Colio es la que puede decir ahorita si seguimos o qué hacemos, ¿verdad?
¿Estamos hablando del Parque Córdoba?
Sí,
Porque el Córdoba específicamente nos están diciendo que no se puede utilizar porque,
sí,
por los siguientes.
pero mira, aquí tenemos, sí,
Entonces,
aquí tenemos, es que ya habíamos votado, señor Manzanares, me gustaría que le enviáramos este reporte del
sí me acuerdo de esa
18,
junta.
¿sí? Okay.
Simplemente por lo que estoy mirando que le falta al Parque Córdoba aquí, que estoy mirando pues que son los trash cans, son los walkways, el soccer field.
Sí, le falta todavía.
Y cosas que ya se ordenaron pero no van a llegar hasta después del torneo.
Sí.
How feasible is it to actually go forward using that park?
Por
Or is
eso
it-
me
is it an
gustaría
option?
que-
It's going to be rude of me to say, but unless they want to play in dirt, because we just finished the hydro seeding, that takes about a month. Then you have to wait in about 2 to 3 months for it to actually, because if you go and play, then there's not going to be no more grass. The hydro seed takes about 4 to 5 months to actually, even sod. Even if we could go buy sod and put it on top of the hydro seed, it won't get into the dirt, and everybody's just going to be kicking around grass and dirt.
Para saber, para no, to not make fake
Sí, por
promises.
eso.
and-
so we can do a hybrid
Darle
portion.
la-
I mean, this is what I put here. We can do a hybrid project temporarily where we can do, okay, I understand we don't have bathrooms, but we have portable parties. I understand we have trash cans. Somebody can donate some, at least get this program project. It's going to be for 2 days, and that is it. And then, once it's done, and then dedicate all this, what you're going to do, all the infrastructure, and make it, well, whatever. But
I
can we
guess
do a
that-
hybrid project of it? I mean, and what are the options here?
I
You tell
guess
me,
the biggest issue over here, regardless of the other improvements,
Uh-huh.
is that the grass is not going to be ready.
Okay, but there's sod. You can buy sod.
No,
No, you can't buy
sod is still, you need to plant it and you need to wait a certain time, otherwise it's going to get damaged. That's what she's trying to say.
Okay, so what's holding us is sod.
Okay, Cordova Park won't be ready for their binational, but if give me a list of what they're going to need for Daniel Gutierrez or Estrada, we can try to help. But just remember, these fields are used Sunday through Saturday. They're already reserved, so it would be very unfair for us to go back to all these leagues and say, I'm sorry, you guys cannot play because we need to get them ready for the binational tournament. My recommendation is for future tournaments, whether it's Calexico Parents Athletic League, Calexico Little League, or whatever other association, we get at least 9 to 12 months notice. So we can program it, and therefore we can tell these leagues, these fields are not going to be ready, or they're not going to be used for at least 2 months or 3 months. So, that's my
Excuse
recommendation.
me. Señora Falomí, ¿me podría hacer el favor, la recomendación de, ya que no tenemos traductores, de poder decir su recomendación para que la señora Carmen, que es la que está más interesada en esto, ¿verdad?, que se haga la binacional o no, pudiera saber cuál es su recomendación, si fuera tan gentil?
Mi recomendación es para cualquier liga, sea la de señora Estrada o cualquier otra liga, que nos avisen de 9 a 12 meses cuando van a tener un torneo, porque nosotros cada 2 veces al año, lo que viene siendo recreación y obras públicas, Le pedimos a las ligas que nos den una lista de horarios, de días que se van a usar los files. Nosotros, sabiendo con tanto tiempo de anticipación, podemos cerrar los files para prepararlos para los torneos. Pero si nos dicen de un mes al otro, no podemos hacer eso porque nosotros ya tenemos compromiso con las ligas que les vamos a prestar esos files.
Muy bien, muchas gracias, señora Palomino.
Raúl.
Go ahead, Raúl.
Hola, sorry, the Zoom's not working very well, but I think, o pienso, disculpa, no está funcionando muy bien el Zoom, el audio, pero mi opinión es esta. Si se tiene que cambiar la fecha, hay que ver esa posibilidad, pues ni modo. Hubo weather conditions, condiciones de tiempo, del clima, que demoraron este proyecto y pues hay que llegar a una resolución ahorita teniendo un mes claramente con el entendimiento que este parque pues parece que no va a estar listo bajo ninguna circunstancia.
Señora Colio, ¿cuál es su recomendación entonces? Please. Your recommendation, please.
My recommendation will be to either explore other parks, and if there's no other parks that meets the needs that she has for the tournament, then just postpone the tournament for another date. That will be the only option that we have. We can push this park and damage the park just to meet that deadline. It makes no sense. Even when you see the grass coming out, you're going to step on the grass, it's going to damage the grass, and all the investment is going to be done. You rush into a project that is not going to be ready. If any other park is available, I don't know if any other parks could potentially be available for that event.
I mean, like I said, she used Estrada Field, she used Daniel Gutierrez last time. I mean, those fields can be used as well.
Yes.
We also have the multi-purpose field over there at Nosotros Park. That's also that we know we can probably see if we can get ready.
Maybe we can, what we can just maybe among us, maybe Ms. Romo, Mr. Manzanares, and Ms. Estrada and ourselves, walk on those parks, see if it's feasible, and then determine which one is the most feasible one for the events. And then wait until Córdoba is done. Otherwise, we will have to postpone the event.
Señora Romo, ¿cuándo fue usted y que vino aquí? No tengo idea, se me olvidó, pero para que me recuerde, cuando usted propuso esta binacional.
Bueno,
el año pasado, de seguro.
La señora fue por
¿Cuándo fue?
allá entre marzo y abril, ¿no?
¿Del año pasado?
Del año pasado.
Ya estamos un año.
Casi, sí.
O sea,
I think the allocation was done in September for 3 parks.
Pero apenas en septiembre hicimos...
empezamos a votar por todo eso, pero lo que digo,
Sí.
desde marzo, ya son 12 meses. Eso si no se hace un año, no se va a hacer en 3, 4 años. Porque algo está pasando. No sé, yo no sé eso. Entonces yo creo que en esa opción, como dijo la señora Colio, pues la opción es, no se va a hacer, aunque como dice ella, lo queramos y lo hacemos. Como yo digo, un híbrido tampoco se
O
va a hacer
hacer
tampoco.
cambios de parques.
O hacer cambios, ajá. Poner el zacate, arreglar los que están ahorita. Por favor.
Ahora sí,
por favor, Carmen.
señora Carmen.
Bueno, primeramente, Liliana, quiero decirte algo. Nosotros durante 12 años hemos estado participando en los campos. Por ejemplo, todos los campos se les invirtió dinero nuestra liga.
Sí, señora Estrada, espéreme ahí. Le pido con todo respeto,
Ok.
es a nosotros. Ok, gracias.
A nosotros que nos...
A nosotros.
Ah, perdón.
A nosotros.
Sí, porque es así.
Disculpa.
Los comentarios.
Gracias, sí.
Sí, nosotros desde 12 años hemos estado participando en los que no son campos, en cercos, en árboles. Pusimos 125 árboles, en los cercos del Daniel Gutiérrez, y así sucesivamente hemos trabajado muy fuerte para tener esas áreas que no son campos en buenas condiciones.
Que no son parques, más
Que
bien,
no son parques,
son retention
y las
bases.
teníamos en algo espectacular, algo bonito, pero debido a el incidente que pasó, el que no pasó, yo me reservé a ya no entrar a los campos y están totalmente secos. Y lo digo sinceramente, tengo pruebas, no hay zacate, hay pura tierra ya, y no es falso, es verdadero. Estamos para ayudar, estamos para cooperar. El campo, Córdoba, dijimos que íbamos a ayudar, a hacer un contrato para ayudar, pero debido a que el ingeniero, que es papá de uno de los niños, él dijo, yo quiero ayudar en la mano de obra, y nosotros íbamos a poner el material, pero hubo no, que por esto, que por allá, puros peros, y pues no hemos llegado a lo que es. Pero la liga está dispuesta a ayudar para que todo esté verde. ¿Por qué? Porque nuestros niños merecen eso. Aquí ya no es cuestión de estar discutiendo. Los niños merecen salud. Las personas mayores como yo, todo mundo queremos estar en un área saludable. Es todo. Esto ya no quisiera que continuara a una junta, a otra. El dinero lo tienen para comprar el saquete de rollo. Cuesta como $70,000. Se oye mucho dinero, pero ya lo aprobaron, Javier. Ya aprobaron el dinero. Por favor, terminen el campo. Nos vamos a ver mentirosos, nos vamos a ver muy mal con la comunidad. Fue una promesa que se hizo. La tenemos que cumplir. No sé cuándo, pero ojalá se llegue el día.
El
Estamos
dinero
para
de
ayudar.
ARPA, señora Carmen,
¿Mande?
el dinero de ARPA, algo que nos atoró, el dinero de ARPA nada más es usado para parques,
Sí, yo sé.
no para retention
Ajá.
bases. Y ahorita las soluciones que están dando, que dice usted que están verdes los parques, es que, nomás pregunto, es una sugerencia y una propuesta también por parte de la ciudad, que si se puede usar los parques que usó en aquel tiempo, como es el de Carmen Estrada, y usó el de Gutiérrez, Casitas, también se pudiera usar. Entiendo que están verdes, como usted dice, pero el dinero que nosotros alocamos en aquel tiempo, que aquí está para lo que se iba a gastar, esos equipos todavía no llegan, pero pregunta la señora Colio, pues si se puede hacer, pregunto yo también, y yo creo todos, ¿se puede hacer un cambio en la fecha de la binacional para hacer que lleguen estos equipos y se haga el Córdoba y lo inauguremos como era la intención, o ya de plano ya usted no puede hacer cambios en la binacional y fechas? Es todo mi pregunta.
Pues sí, pudiéramos hacerlo así, y ojalá pues el tiempo, pues el Daniel Gutiérrez ahí dice se inunda, ¿verdad? Ojalá se pudiera hacer de esa manera.
Yo digo por el Córdoba, que es donde se alocó el recurso de ARPA.
Sí, lo que podemos
Sí.
hacer en este caso, ya lo puse con un abogado, vamos a proponer otra cosa, pero antes de eso, para poder que se haga.
Sí.
Pero antes que eso, que diga la palabra la señora Colio.
Señora Romo y señora Estrada, yo les recomiendo que nos reunamos,
Sí.
de ser posible. Es más, yo vengo mañana si quieren.
Sí.
Después del conteo de los indigentes,
Mañana.
porque tenemos conteos de las 5 de la mañana hasta las 10 de la mañana. Pero puedo estar aquí a las 11 de la mañana.
cómo no, con
Y entre nosotras tres podemos ir a dar un recorrido de cuáles parques se pueden
bien?
utilizar para este evento,
¿Eh?
para hacerlos disponibles. Y yo me comprometo a hacer una lista con ustedes, verlos y ver cuáles van a servir para poder cumplir con el evento. Pero definitivamente el Córdoba no va a estar listo porque no vamos a maltratar el zacate que se sembró y que se echa a perder. Esa es mi recomendación. Yo aquí, la ciudad está cerrada mañana, pero yo me comprometo a estar aquí a las 11 de la mañana.
¿Puedo traer al ingeniero con nosotros para...?
Sí, tráiganlo, está bien, está bien.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Mañana a las 10 de la mañana es and I don't know if you were planning to assist, pero it's the Future of Imperial Valley Healthcare presentation at IBC.
No, ese es el sábado.
¿Es el sábado?
Sí.
Ah, ando bien perdido.
Mañana es el conteo de los...
Sí.
Mañana es el conteo de los indigentes, de los homeless. Empieza a las 5 de la mañana y
Ok.
terminamos a las 10 de la mañana. Terminamos en el centro, de hecho, hacemos todo el reporte. Mejor vamos haciéndolo a mediodía, ¿qué le parece? Más fácil. Nos vemos aquí en la ciudad a mediodía. La señora Romo, usted y yo, el señor...
12.
Así, a las 12 se trae a la persona que usted piensa que nos puede ayudar, lo revisamos y llegamos a una conclusión y lo ponemos por escrito y así ya terminamos.
Muchas gracias.
Okay, so, gracias, no, señora. So what we're going to do is we're going to rescind the original amount we identified for Cordova Park. And I'll make a motion, or I need somebody to make a motion to redirect it to those.
For the moment, ¿no?
Yeah.
This item.
Mr. Attorney, do we need to make a motion and,
I mean, we could take that action, but today it wouldn't be able to take that action today.
Right, we
we'd
can
have-
allocate-
Because it's agendized for parks and maintenance schedules. So it's not agendized for that. You could reallocate those funding, that's appropriate, but it's not at today's meeting, because it's not agendized for that.
So just a consideration.
You could give direction and bring that back.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Does anybody want to add something? Ureña or Mr. Garcia? No.
¿Usted que le llame?
Call him.
Mayor Pro Tem Ureña, Councilmember Garcia.
No. No.
Okay, you're on loudspeaker.
Okay. La pregunta era, are we going to still consider the changes to the manpower or las horas, el horario laboral para este proyecto, as the item was specified?
Oh. Well, yes, if it is going to ship.
Yo opino que sí, porque igual there's going to be well, actually, because it might be actually changed.
So what we can do is not do anything right now, but reconsider after we meet with them, and then table it for the next time, and then we can include those uncertainties on the new proposal.
I think it's better to see them first.
Right.
Y después ya con recommendations come back.
So what we can do, we go tomorrow to do the,
Right.
Yeah.
what we can do after we go tomorrow, and then we come back on February the 1st, whatever direction you want to do. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
It's better. I have motion to approve table this item.
Okay, so,
To table.
yeah,
Yes.
so
Table.
motion by Mr. Romo to table it,
Second.
Manzanares second, and roll call.
Mayor Moreno,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ureña. Councilmember Garcia. Councilmember Garcia, we need your vote on item number 3. I don't have a response.
No.
Councilmember Romo?
Yes.
Councilmember Manzanares?
Yes.
I need-
That's 4. Okay, motion passes. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Romo makes a motion, second by Manzanares, roll call. Yes.
Moreno, Councilmember Mayor Moreno?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ureña? Councilmember Garcia? Councilmember
Yes.
Romo? Councilmember Manzanares?
Yes.
All right,
We have a-
meeting adjourned.
Thank you, sir.